Hello and welcome back to the Speak Live podcast. We are so excited to have you with us for our second season. Oh yeah, I am your host, Minister Phoenix, alongside this beautiful and amazing woman that I get to call my co-host week after week.
Week after week.
Who is she, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, this is the one and only Sheikah. We are here with you for another season, another year, whatever you want to call it.
It's both.
It's
a new season, new year, and we've been at it.
And, as you can see, our background changed a little bit.
Oh, glitter, glam, wild up.
Yeah.
You know it.
But we are so happy, just to be able to have a life and prosperity, just so that we could be able to just do this another season, another year. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yes, to be on the 1 year mark, and it's amazing.
It is.
So yeah, we're glad you're here with us.
Yeah. So if this is your first time and you're just being introduced to the podcast, make sure you like. You're gonna hear me say this a lot. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
Make sure you comment. This is how you can be a part of these conversations.
Yes.
Those comments. And if you are part of the faithful listeners who have been rocking with us for our first year, week after week, going into year 2, season 2, we love y'all. I can't stress how much we love and appreciate y'all.
Yeah, the journey has been amazing.
The journey has been interesting. I will say that it's been a journey for real.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
But I love it. I love it, and I just love the progression and what we've been able to do in this time. And y'all seen it. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen where we started. Y'all see what we've been doing. So
God is faithful.
Man, he just keeps doing it over and over again.
Over and over again.
Shout out to the man up above. We appreciate you. You the one who gives us the opportunities to do this. Now, we have had some amazing moments this past year in our first season of podcasting. So for our first episode of the new season, year number 2, we want to do a little look back so we can move forward.
But wait, Minister Phoenix, before we do that, let's, reintroduce our book. Reintroduce.
If you haven't seen the book, this book will change your life.
When Three Roads Collide.
A memoir of God's grace written by yours truly.
Yes.
We done did it. And I know there's going to be some other projects coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know whenever God, gives us the go ahead to go.
Yeah, we don't go unless, we get the green light.
He got to give us the little nudge all right, children, let's go.
Yes.
But you can get this book anywhere you can find books. You can go online.
Every online
bookstore, it is available. Even some I didn't know about. I was doing a Google search and was like, that's an online bookstore? It's there. It is there.
Target bookstore.
Online bookstore. Barnes & Noble's online bookstore.
It's everywhere.
You can, anywhere online, you type in the title, you can find the book.
Yep.
You can find the book.
It's not hard to find.
It ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
All right. So as I was saying, I like to do a little look back before we start moving forward and just recap some of the most amazing moments of, our first year of podcasting. It, as the one and only said, it has been a journey. It has been an interesting journey. Ups, downs, turns, arounds, insides and outs. It's been some challenges. It's been interesting. We've had some amazing topics,
Yes.
So to just start off this first episode of our new season, I'm going to pose a really hard question. And I already know it's going to be hard because thinking about this question, I was like, wow, this is kind of hard, But if you had to look back on that first season, what were some of your favorite episodes and why?
Oh, wow. It is a hard question. But some of my favorite episodes, they're all, honestly, I really do love all the episodes. And I got, some great insight and, some motivation and different things from all the episodes. So they are all wonderful. But like I love the love language episode because I learned so much. I learned so much from like that episode. So that was one of my favorite episode. Another episode that I really like, the mentor episode. I really love that one because that's something that I was kind of struggling with. And I know we had Reverend Winique on there talking about that.
Remember, she just likes Winique.
Winique, yes. And she drops so many gems like on that episode, and I need to go back and like look at that episode just to refresh my memory with some of the things that she was sharing. Let me see another episode that was good. Intimacy.
That made my list too. Intimacy made my list.
I like that one. That one was good. I like that. Church Hurt.
Ooh.
Was another one.
That was a
all the episodes. There was a lot of episodes.
There was a lot.
It's hard to pick from. Honestly, it's really hard to pick from. Church Hurt was a big one. Forgiveness. That was a good one.
I'm starting to think you be stealing my thoughts. I'm gonna have to.
I'm just saying, it was good.
Have to watch you.
Forgiveness was also another one.
I'm gonna have to start going first from now on.
Let me see. Forgiveness. Oh my gosh, they were all good. Raising Black boys or Black men. That was another good one for me. I think I'm gonna stop there, but like they all were really good. To be honest,
this was honestly
the one on Faith was good.
Faith was good.
Yeah,
we gonna touch on that more in the coming season too. But honestly, this was a really hard question for
me. It's hard
because I was like, yo, but all of our episodes were like fire. So I was like, I know forgiveness. The forgiveness. I think we did like two or three on forgiveness, but the forgiveness one, I felt like that one was so necessary, and the amount of feedback that we had from both young and old, for me, I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And even jumping in that and really talking about it. The love languages episode, oh yes,
that was good. Yeah,
I loved the love languages. I was some eye-opening news about me. And taking the test, I thought my love language was one thing, and it turned out to be something different. I was like, oh, well then. You think you know yourself, and then you're like, but you don't really know anything. So that one was good, and I think I had a lot of fun on the intimacy episode.
Yeah,
the intimacy episode was really fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get them back on because it was amazing.
And jumping into that, I think that was a big one for me because there's so much misconception that people have about intimacy. And if you didn't catch that episode, go back and catch that.
Oh yeah, you gotta look. Yeah, you gotta watch
that. That was a really fun episode, and it was a topic that I think gets glossed over a lot. So I liked being able to jump into it and be real about it, So, but I have a ton of episodes that I liked all of them. I liked everything that we did. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed all of them. But I think those were some of the highlighted ones that I really had fun doing, and I really got a whole lot out of. Not to say that the other ones weren't as good, but those are the ones that really just jump off, the top of my mind. Just like, if I had to pick something, I was like, yeah, I think I would pick those. All right. It's about to get a little harder. I'm just letting you know it's about to get a little harder. All right. So what do you think the hardest topic to discuss this year was for you?
For me.
Most difficult. And why do you think it was difficult like that?
Honestly, I'm trying to think. Like, I can't remember all the episodes that we did. It was a lot. So the first thing that like really jumped out to me.
It's only like 50 episodes.
That's a lot with all the things that I have going on. I'm gonna say the Battlefield of the Mind. And so the reason why I choose that one is I feel like I went through a season where it was like a lot going on up here. And at that point, like I feel like I withdrew from a lot. People, like everything, like it was just me in my head. Um, and it was a space where I would never want to ever be again. And I remember there's times I used to say to you, babe, pray for me. Like I was like, babe, pray for my mind. And I would get up in the middle of the night and I'm like, pray for me. Like I felt like I was about to lose it. And it was hard because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why I had so much worry, why anxiety was starting to like it was just so much going on in my head that I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know who to call on. And the only thing I could remember, like just think of I couldn't even understand how to explain to you what was going on within my mind and how I was feeling. So the only thing I could do is just like you'll be sleeping and I'm like,
yeah,
pray for
I remember.
me.
I remember those moments
Pray
too.
for me.
And just
And you were like, and you wouldn't ask me the question. You would just get up and like just start praying for me. And it was a lot going on. It was a battle. I was in deep. So just talking about that episode and it was just like I've been through some things where I felt like I was able to come out of, and it gave me a space where I could share and I could talk about like when you're in when you're in battle within yourself in your mind, how dangerous it can be, and how like if you don't try to tap out of it, you will sink. It will literally take you over, and before you know it, like you're lost and you can't find your way back. So that was one of the hardest episodes for me, because when I was sharing and when I was talking, I forgot what I talked about, to be honest, but it was real. I lived it. And sometimes, people would see you and they don't know the things that you're struggling with and the things that goes on in your mind. They see you smiling, they're like, oh, but they don't really know the things that you're struggling with within yourself. So just talking about that episode was really, I needed to talk about it. I needed to release some things through that episode. So
I think my most difficult episode, and this there's a lot that goes along with this. I think I would have to combine it between raising black men and the black experience. And for me, I think that the trouble with these two episodes that was getting me, besides the climate of the country at the time and everything that was going on with, all the police brutality things and everything getting caught on tape and everything that was going on and all the protests and everything. I think for me, there's always this. I'm passionate about, the black experience. And when I say this, it's like being a black American, like just not from Jamaica, not from anywhere else, but just being American and being black. There's always, it's like a different experience, in my opinion, than any other cultural background that you will find as far as black people in the States. Because, and this is the thing that always gets me. It's like Jamaicans, y'all are bound by your culture. Y'all got that. Whenever you come across another Jamaican, I don't know. There's just something about it. Y'all just be like, it's like squad. Y'all be like, yeah, Jam Rock in the building. Yard man.
I don't think
the whole night. Yeah. That, how y'all be. Jamaicans.
We're always like, oh, where Jamaica you from?
Like, West Indians, they stick together. People from different countries, Haitians, they stick together. and y'all are bound most of the time. You're bound by language. You're bound by culture. Y'all have that thing that y'all have, but. When you're black in America, and I seen this quote and it really resonated with me because I was like, Dad, that's really how it is. It's like being black in America is like not having that cultural connection back to Africa, right? But not having the privileges of really being American. So it's like you're stuck in kind of this limbo where it's like you're like, man, like you just it's like. You're just kind of there, and it's like it's just a weird place to be. And it's like when you see the things that are happening and you see the racism and the prejudice and everything that's going on, and you're like, like I live this. Like people will be like, and then people will try to make you think that it doesn't exist or that you're like overreacting or that, but it's like man, see that.
So that was hard. Yeah.
That was a hard topic for me because I'm like it was difficult. It was difficult because there was so much more that I could have just pulled out of that conversation in those episodes, and I'm like that would have been like a 6-part like series, and we didn't want to go there. I'm being honest. I'm sure. People didn't want to go there and just hear me kind of ranting on about, some of the things that I feel are kind of messed up and blah, 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 blah. So that was an episode for me. That was a hard topic for me.
Yeah, I could tell because
I'd be, man.
Yeah. Cause,
I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop.
Next.
I'm just going to stop. On to the next question. All right. Now, this one might be kind of difficult too, because we've had a few people on here, so it might be kind of hard for you to choose. But if you could pick your most interesting guest to work through or to interview or to have on the podcast, who would it be and why?
That's very hard. That's a hard one.
Of course it's hard.
Yeah, that's.
If it was an easy question, I wouldn't have it. I gotta make you think. I gotta pull it from you. I gotta make it work.
That's like a curveball because I didn't
make it work.
Because I didn't really. I don't know. I feel like, honestly, when we were talking about church hurt, I feel like I have my sister and my brother-in-law on, and I feel like it was very interesting because just to hear their side of the story, and when I say their side of the story, I don't know how the other side go, but just to hear from their experience and what they've experienced, it was. Wow, it was very, very. It took me I was taken back. I was like, wow, it can be like that in church, which I know it can be like that, but it was like I couldn't believe that someone would experience all that
to that extent, especially when you've been in church for a while,
when you grew up
and
in
it
that
just kind of
church, see the same people
to turn around that.
It's kind of like wow. So it kind of opened up my eyes to say my church hurt. It's like wow, y'all had it really bad, mine was bad, but
y'all was really bad,
really bad. So let me just move over here with my little bit of hurt.
I'm gonna just hold my trauma over here.
My little bit of hurt.
My trauma can't compare to your trauma.
So let me just, and it gives me a whole nother respect for people, for them, the fact that they were able to still stand and still And I forgot Shanique was on that episode.
Yes.
And even to see it from her side, her experience with church, it's like it was like, wow, and to see how, one person may say, okay, you know what, I'm hurt, but I'm not going to give up on God, and I'm just going to keep on going. And it's not hard for them to keep on going, but it may be difficult for another person to keep on going.
You get those different
They're not giving up on God, but it's like it's hard to get up and keep on going. And that made me realize, like, we have a lot of work to do as Christians. Because sometimes you hurt people and you don't even realize,
And I think we don't realize the extent to which we actually hurt people.
Exactly.
I think it's like we just kind of brush it off as if it's like nothing, but we don't realize how deep we really do hurt individuals by the things that we do sometimes.
Exactly. So that was a deep one. That was very interesting to me because I was just like, wow, I didn't think that it would get like that. Like, stuff like that really happened to that whole extent, in church. It's as if, like, one would look and be like, okay, maybe I would have been better off in the world because the world treats you better than, and different people look at it different way. But again, when you have that experience with God and you know what the word says and you know what you need to do, it's like you just move on. And you just leave. Like, my thing, I'm always like, you know what, I leave them to God. I leave you to God. And that's what keep me going.
Yeah, you better
in
than
the
me
past
for that one, 'cause that one be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, in the past years, that's how I used to, like, instead of getting worked up or feeling like, okay, like, God, what, like, I'm just like, you know what, I leave you to God.
And I think that shows growth and maturity and where God has brought you from in spite of, like, the things that have happened.
Because before I used to cry a lot. I used to leave church
on
Sundays.
I was with you. I was driving.
In the car.
I was driving.
And
I know.
Tears running down my face.
I used to be mad. Like, why
every Sunday,
people, like,
and people you wouldn't understand. You're like, why do you make these people get to you all the time? Why do you this?
Yeah.
But different people
deal with things
differently.
That's true.
So for me, it's like, what you have a tougher skin. What you may not let penetrate you to the point where you start crying and getting all worked up. For me, it's not the same because I don't go around bothering people, so I don't expect people to bother me. That's true. And not like you do. True. You don't go around bothering people either, but you have experienced so much more in life that you have a more, like, you're able to, like, resist.
My skin's a little bit tough.
Certain things.
It's a little bit tough.
But for me, it's kind of like, especially with my outlook as far as, like, I'm coming in church. And this is this is a safe place for me. This should be a safe place for me.
Should be.
This is where, like, I'm going to find all the love. I'm going to find all the support. I'm going to find it all. And then, to your surprise, you're like, wait a minute.
Like, what happened?
Like, it's like a bomb hits you. Like, so
hit me with a brick and that wasn't love.
It's like, what do you do at this point? So for me, it was like, I didn't have the proper understanding of how church can really be at times. So when that happened, it's like, wow, what do I do now? And I feel like I had it all wrong. I didn't know that these things can happen in church. I didn't know that the church is the people. I didn't know that the church can hurt you like this.
Like that.
I didn't know. So it was like a curveball to me, to the point where I'm like, all I could do is cry. That's how I show my emotions. So for me, it was just like, every Sunday, I'm like, because someone's always talking about you. Down to like, I remember, and hopefully we'll have an episode where I could talk about this, but I remember even the very clothes that I would wear. Like, you'd have somebody watching, oh, you wear the same pants, or because it was like dress pants, or you wear the same black pants every Sunday. And I was pregnant. So for someone to come at you like that, it's kind of like, why are you watching what I'm wearing?
That's another episode for another day.
So yeah. So I just wanted to mention
the
that.
church.
But that was it for me.
Yeah. I think this was hard because one of the things, at least for me, I don't know if you this happened to you, but it's like I would be mid episode talking to someone, like in like talking to a guest, and like, you know, some of the people we'd have on, and then it's like you would just see, for me, it's like different layers would just kind of peel back on the person that you have sitting across from you from the table, because we all have these notions of who we have coming in when we're bringing in guests, and then as you know they start to speak and they start to really just add to the conversation. For me, it was like, wow, there's some, and there's, I would see depth in our guests, and then it's like I would already have in mind something else for them to do for another episode.
Yeah.
So it was like it was hard to pick a favorite guest, because I feel like
is it favorite or interesting?
Interesting.
Okay,
interesting.
'cause I'm like,
I don't want to say favorite. I did say interesting. You know, it was hard to pick a most interesting guest, because as I would talk to people, it's like they would say something, and I would automatically have them in mind for another topic for another episode.
But I feel like it's funny because I feel like we you and I both say that a lot. Like every time we have someone, we're like, yeah, we're gonna get them.
It's like, yeah, we'll
else.
get them for something else, and it's like, because you see like how they can add to, you know, the conversations, and they really help to bring out some really rich conversations. To be honest, I think one of the most interesting people that I had on, and I'm not saying this because we're related, but I would have to say my brother. And I want to say my brother, you know, the Luch, or Kamau, you know, because knowing him is like, in his randomness, for me, I never knew what was going to come out of his mouth. So it's like just kind of like sitting there and just like being on the other side of the table and just like hoping, like, I just hope he's not going to say anything crazy. It's like, it was like kind of like lotto of guests, you know, but I look at even like the other guests that we have on, and even some of your guests, I'd be sitting there like listening to the episode, and I'm like, we could definitely pull so much more out of our guests. And I think for me, it's like this year and this season, I think I'm going to start really stretching our guests in the questions that we ask them to really pull some stuff out of them. Because we have we've had on such amazing individuals with so much depth to them. And I feel like we let them off easy.
But I feel like I wouldn't say let off easy.
No, when I say let off easy, what I mean is like they've contributed. I'm not gonna say that we didn't give them some really good questions, but I feel like we could have really gave them some deeper questions, and they would have really added a lot more.
Yeah, and that's why that was like the first season. So the second
yes.
season, we have some of these guests back on. And,
oh yes,
you know,
and just know it's gonna get deep.
Though,
I really do want to get. We're gonna get deep in season 2.
But honestly, though, I feel like it was amazing how season 1 went, or year 1 went, because not everyone ever done or been on a podcast before. So for me, starting out, it was very nerve-wracking. It was nerve. I was nervous.
Didn't even know how to.
So
I didn't know nothing about no podcast.
Kind of felt like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do it? Where am I? So you get them, and you kind of get them comfortable. So now they were on, and then you bring them back, and it's like, oh wow, I got this. I'm comfy. Like, I know what this is gonna be about.
Yes.
You know? So
but
you gotta
we going. I think season 2 we going deep.
Yeah,
we going deep. We gonna be in the deep water. We gonna be in the ocean for season 2.
All right. Well,
I'm
gonna strap on for the ride.
The season 1 we was in the deep end of the pool.
Now we're going in the ocean.
Season 2 we going offshore into the ocean. We gonna jump into some real life deep content for season 2.
Okay.
That is my aspiration for season 2. All right. So, what are you looking forward to for the new season?
Honestly, I'm looking to have more guests, and we're always prayerful about who we have on our podcast. Um, because we don't want people to come on and sugarcoat stuff. We want people to come
We
on
want
who's
the
gonna
real.
be real.
We want the
Because
real. We got real
and
life questions.
we have, and I like we're an open book. So
like literally an open
Really?
book.
so
I like how you did that.
So we like at this point in my life, I've come to realize I'm a Christian. I love God, but life happens.
Life happens.
And there's people out there who would love to be a part of the church, but sometimes because of how us Christian look at people and view people
and look at how they experience life.
Sometimes that could be a turn off.
That can, yeah.
So I have decided, like, I am a whole grown person.
Whole grown person, not a part.
I love God.
Whole grown person. Love me some God.
But
love me some Jesus.
I am going to be open enough to share my story, and not only that, but to help others. There's tons of people out there who they don't want people to just tell them about things. They want to hear your experience. Have you ever, like, where have you been?
What has God taken you from?
Yes. So it's not about reading a book and try to tell me what I need to do and how I should do it.
Nah, your life got to be the book.
I lived it.
Your life got to be the book.
So therefore, share it
and I
help
think
other people.
Honestly, on that same road, it's like we've gotten to a point. I feel like the church has gotten to a point where we let people's past kind of like overshadow what God is doing in there now.
Yeah.
But it's like some of the best and amazing testimonies are the things that God has been able to bring people through. But one of the issues is
we don't share a
when
testimony.
people want to share what God has done. People want to share their testimony, but sometimes it feels like, and this may not be the case, but
judged.
Sometimes it is the case where people will judge what they have been through to hinder where they're trying to go.
Yeah, but not. You mean like people will do that to other people?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that's the reason why a lot of people don't want to share their testimonies, because they're like, well, if I share this, then
they gonna look at me funny. They gonna look at me different.
Not gonna want to. They don't look at you like you're qualified. They don't look at you like, okay, God is speaking to you, or God can speak to you. It's as if like you have to walk a certain way, act a certain way. Like, no, the same way God can use you,
God can use
He
me
can
too.
use me too. And a lot of people fail to realize that. And before, when I said that, I am a whole grown person, where I am very respectful. I am going to respect you, but I am going to, like, my life experience is for me to help others.
Hey.
And I am not going to hold on to my testimony and not share it, because there's people out there whose life depends upon my testimony. And I am not here. It's funny. I always say I am not here for the ones who already know God. I am really here to help someone to experience and to get to know Him as their Lord and Savior. So therefore, it's like, I'm not living my life to please people who already think that they
made it.
Yeah, that they made it.
I'm in there.
Like, I am here to help other people who have no idea who the God I serve is.
I think this is the platform for it.
Like I said, realness.
Real.
We just want people to be real and to know, like,
and don't be afraid to be real.
But you don't have to share your whole life story. Like, we've been on here, we've talked about some deep topics, but there's some things you gotta hold back.
Yeah, you don't have to be all graphic and to the full detail, but you can give people what they need to let them know, like, yo, even when you've been through it, you can still make it.
But look at us. We don't give like the full details of everything that we don't get everything about. So we only talk about like the most important things for them to kind of have an idea of like what we're really trying to say.
Yeah, I know what we talking about.
You know, so you get it. You get the gist of what we're talking about. I don't even know, like,
yeah. So we were talking. Yeah, we were talking about, you know, things that you want to see, you know, coming from the podcast.
Okay, yeah. So I really just want people to be able to come on here and like really get content and like, you know, get some kind of motivation. Like, you know, what if encouragement something like. Sometimes, you know, things don't go how you plan them to go, but just by hearing how someone else deal with something or what worked for someone else can give you different ideas of how to make it work for you. Yes. So we're just really on here to encourage people.
We try to encourage you, people.
How many, you know, we're not looking at likes. We're not looking at all of that. Like, yeah, we see it, but at the end of the day, that's not our driving force.
That is not the primary focus.
It's not. For some people, that may be a thing, but honestly,
I think for a lot of people, that's a thing.
But honestly, for me or for us, I could say for us is that, like, if it's only one person who is getting something and we're changing their life in one way or another, like, it's good enough. Like, I'm not
we'll
here
do it for the one.
Like, you know,
we'll do it for the one.
Exactly.
We will do it for the one.
We just appreciate what God is doing and the things that God has brought us through and the experience that we've been through to help us to help someone else. And that's really what it is.
That's really what it is. All right. Yeah. So moving on. Is there anything that you want to accomplish this year that you did not get to accomplish last year from the podcast?
I feel like we have accomplished a lot this year. Or last year, I should say. From where we started out to where we are now with our crazy busy life. I feel like we've done great. You know, maybe just get some more guests. And we're very prayerful about the guests that we put on here. We're not just putting people on just because, like, you know, we have to, you know, get a nudge from God. Like, okay, this is who you should get. Because we need it to be a conversation and an authentic conversation.
That's going to be beneficial to people.
And we want people who are comfortable enough to feel like they can really share without feeling like, oh my gosh, what did I do? So if someone is going to come on and share, like, I like when I get those texts, like if I ask someone like, okay, we'd like to be on a podcast, and they're like, yeah, and they're excited. And then we get that text like, something came up, and I'm like, okay, we get it. No hard feelings. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, God do things in different ways.
That is true.
And we don't want people to come on here if they're not comfortable to share real stuff and to be authentic. So those texts sometimes, you know, work out in our favor. So, yeah.
I think, you know, one of the things that I do want to accomplish this year, I'm not even saying I do want to accomplish. One of the things that I am going to accomplish this year is getting the podcast on multiple digital podcast outlets.
Happening.
Multiple digital podcast outlets. On the Spotify, podcast is going to be there. On the iTunes, the podcast is going to be there. Anywhere you can find a podcast, Google Podcast, you're going to find the podcast. It's going on the digital
Life podcast with Phoenix and the one and only.
You're going to find us on the digitals. Yes. Because, you know, a lot of people were asking about that.
Yeah,
like,
people asking.
Are you on Apple Podcasts?
I have a few people asking.
I'm like, I'm on YouTube. Go on YouTube. They're like, but I just listen to Apple Podcasts. Man, you better go on YouTube. But it's okay. We hear you. We hear you.
We always try to give our listeners.
We got to give the people what they want. And that's really the thing. You know, we want to be able to reach the people. So we got to meet the people where they are. So that is one thing that I am definitely doing. We're gonna this episode should be on a digital platform when you hear it, and then we're gonna try to backtrack to get the other ones on there from season 1. So if you're at the gym and you just need the podcast to listen to, you can just run through the whole season during your workout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I want, like I said, I want to get our guests into the ocean with me for this season. Also, I feel like there's some depth and some complexity to some of our guests that I didn't really get to explore as much as I could have last season. So this season, the minute I have a guest on, listen, I am pulling as much as we can from our guests, because I think we had an amazing lineup of individuals who were able to come out and be on the podcast. And I just want to get as much from them as we can with the time that we have with them, because we don't know if they're going to be able. They may, blow up and we may never get them on the podcast again. So I want to
we also have,
we got some
people that haven't been on yet that we are already in conversation with. So.
I have so many people like that. We gonna have some. We going in the ocean this year.
Yes.
This season
we were kind of getting our feet a little wet.
Yeah, we was and honestly, I'm looking at it. I'm like from starting off having no idea what a podcast should look like or how we can do it.
For it.
What we should be doing. What we need to get it happening to where we are now. Like you said, we were able to accomplish a great deal in the first season, and it's only gonna get better, and the conversations are gonna get deeper, and we're gonna be blowing your mind with some of the stuff that we're gonna be talking about. You can be like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what next week is gonna have, and then the week after that, and then we're gonna be looking at season 3 like, oh my gosh, you didn't know season 2 was gonna be like that. But I think just pushing it further this season in the depth of our conversations and the stuff that we talk about is something that I definitely wanna do for this coming season.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so in your opinion, how long do you think we gonna be doing this podcast for?
Honestly, I can't even say how long. It really, it's up to God. Like,
Jesus,
we can be like, oh, we're gonna go this long.
We're gonna go 6 seasons.
And then tomorrow, God is like, nope, I got something else for y'all that you guys won't have the time to do this. So, and I believe that, eventually that time will come where God is like, I got something bigger.
Who knows? We may pass this down and then the kids start doing the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Whatever God wants, He runs our life.
At the end of the day, God gonna do what He gonna do anyway. So it's like we could be like, we gonna go 6 seasons, and then 2 weeks down the line, God's like, all right, time to pack up. We got something else for you to do, and then it's like, what you gonna say? You can't be like, but God, I had 6 seasons planned.
It doesn't work.
God's like,
I'm
sorry, my son. It does not work like that. As you think. So.
Yeah. So I don't have a time. I can't put a time on it.
All right. Now this is gonna be a really deep and confusing question, but I really need answers on this. Are you trying to replace me? Are you gonna pick a different host? Are you satisfied with me being your host?
No, I want a different host.
You want to what? What? The audacity.
No, oh gosh.
I don't know. You may try to pull a Regis and Kathy Lee on me.
I cannot get rid of you. No.
I know.
Not
you may
happening.
you may want a less animated co-host.
No, I like your animation. It's
okay.
Good. It helps me.
My job is secure, people. You don't have to worry.
You might want to get rid of me.
Nah, you ain't going
You
nowhere.
might need a more animated.
No, you're perfect how you
co-host.
The one thing that I am proud of, I will say this. We got less singing from the one and only as the season progressed.
I'm a sing. Y'all want to get me sing?
We had less singing because remember she used to just pop in like, Speak Life Podcast. So we got less singing.
Podcast.
We did get less singing from her, but nope. This is going to be my ride or die until the wheels fall off of this potty.
I really enjoy doing this podcast.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it also.
Yeah, we did great.
We did amazing. We did amazing this time around, so.
Season 2 is on and popping.
Season 2 is on and popping, people.
This is where I had this is really, really good for me because I'm always on the move.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm in the house, I'm always clean. I always
This
find
is one of the
something
few
to do.
times I can actually get her to sit
Like,
down
sit. You see how long I've been sitting?
for like a
It's
half
hard
an hour or
to
more.
sit.
You know,
I'm
y'all
always on
y'all
the
be
move.
thinking I'm the jumpy movie one when really is she be on the
I'm always
move.
doing something.
I be like, man, calm down, sit down, relax, relax.
Yeah, so this
But
is good
this has
for
been
me.
good.
And
You have-
like I said, it's like therapy for me.
Yes.
It's a therapy session.
Yes.
And I really do enjoy it. And I enjoy doing it with you.
I appreciate that. This is like that
and
quality
it's only
time.
gonna get better. It's
Guaranteed.
really only
It's
gonna
get
better.
it. But this, I really do believe we are about to jump into an amazing season with some amazing topics, with some things that people probably haven't even thought about. You know, so I'm excited about, you know, where God's moving next.
And honestly, all the glory, all the praise, everything goes to God.
Man,
it's
there's
not
no
about us.
way we could have did this on our own.
It's
I
not
wasn't
about
even
us.
thinking about podcasting.
It's not about us.
I
It's
was not thinking about
us.
podcasting
So
at all.
we
I was
are-
like, podcast? What's
we
that?
are
I'll go listen to
grateful.
someone else's. So,
we are grateful for
you
what
know,
God is doing.
I definitely am, because just like I said, he never ceases to amaze me. He's
Nope.
always blowing my mind with the things that he has us to be able to do. So it's like, just when you think, just when I thought that he had done too much, whoa, he did it again. He did it again.
Yeah.
He did it again.
All
So
right.
yeah, you have anything else you want to leave with the people
No,
before we
just
go?
just continue to rock with us.
Rock with
and
us.
we are grateful for every single person. Like, truly.
Yes,
grateful.
that
We are
we can't
grateful.
stress on that. Like, if you supported us in any which way, anyway, if it was
Anyway.
even just a, you know what, keep doing it. Like, we appreciate
We
that.
have people that say, you know what,
and
keep doing it. Keep
Keep
don't
doing it.
Stop.
Keep
Keep
doing
going. And up until this day, we have people who are saying, keep
I'm
going.
telling you, if you've ever
So
streamed
it's
the episode,
grateful.
you ever told someone about an episode, you ever just listened, you ever just gave us a shout out, you ever been like, yo, y'all doing a good job, like any which way
Text,
you supported
call,
us.
whatever.
Like, I can't even stress it. Like, from the what you would consider to be the littlest to the ones who
To
do
the
the
greatest.
most, like, yo, we appreciate everything that you all have done and helping us and supporting
Just
us
give
in
God
this
glory and
podcast. And we just
praise.
thank
Yes.
you, and we love y'all.
And again, don't forget,
Don't
when
forget,
three roads
when
collide,
three roads
we're
collide.
gonna have this set up every single
just as
week.
a reminder.
Just a reminder,
Just
you
in
know?
case you forgot, we wrote a
Because
book.
God has been faithful
We
with
wrote
this
a book.
You know,
You better go check
God has
out
been
that
great
book.
with this book. And again, we don't have our,
Our sayings, but you know, we gotta
you
Speak Life
remember it.
podcast.
Speak
you know,
Life
mhm.
podcast.
And remember,
Death
and
and
life is in the power of your tongue.
So make sure that you speak life. Speak
We
life.
love y'all. Have an amazing week.
Have an amazing week.
Richest blessings.
Riches.
We love y'all.
Blessings.
Peace.
Peace.